Good evening and welcome to a Mitch'nandMauck'n about the Cardinals podcast. I am Mitchell, and I am joined, as always, by the two-time United States champion of the world. He's also the owner and the proprietor of the Superstition Ranch there in Chandler, Arizona, where tonight is our birthday bash. Cover only $20 tonight. Only $20. And maybe at the end of the night, somebody jumps out of a cake. Who knows? He is the mouth of the West, Tyrell Mock. More about our birthday show in a minute. And Tyrell, our special guest, is warming up in the bullpen right now. He's going to be hot throwing bullets. So we'll bring him on here in a minute. But let's get right into the action. Jordan fucking Walker, home run derby. That's the topic. That's the segment.
Bro, it's been a long time, so I've been super excited like that. So full disclosure about everything, my internet has been out since Monday. So I had to go to a bar to watch the game because, you stream everything now because nothing's on, anything is on Netflix. So I got to go to the bar to watch it. And I was on pins and needles during Schwarber's and just getting more and more depressed going, there's no way that he's going to come back from this. This dude is just raking right now. And then as Jordan got closer and closer, I was sweating. And then there's a Cardinal fan around his 8th home run just shows up at the bar and he goes, how's he doing? I was like, he's 4 down. He's got a one swing. He's got one swing left. And he's like, oh shit, I got to watch this. He hit that last one, dude. I jumped up in the middle of a crowded bar and went, let's fucking go. And a whole bar stopped and stares at me. But I'm all decked out in Cardinals gear. So it was awesome. Magic moment. Way to go.
His swing plays for derbies because it's a line drive power. He doesn't have the hitch or anything. You look at a Jack Cags from Kansas City who hit some moonshots, but never could find the rhythm in his swing. My favorite part of the derby was when Schwarber hit one that was just an absolute rocket to right field. They panned to Bryce Harper, and he mouths, "It's over. It's over." And then ESPN or Netflix actually did a really good job. Then they show Walker in the cage, just head down working. What was your opinion? And we talked about this on our Bang Bang Play. We didn't get deep into it. What was your thought of the overall coverage on Netflix?
Lackluster. I wasn't, and granted, I was in a crowded bar, so I couldn't hear very well. I didn't like some of the camera angles. It wasn't. I mean, we're fans of the old ESPN one anyway, so it didn't feel like they incorporated a lot of like the guys into the because they'd have stars come over and talk to him over the ESPN. It just felt lackluster and like it was missing something, and I didn't like some of the camera angles. It just, I think they can do better. I mean, it's the first one, so they're getting their legs wet. We'll see next time, but it could have been better.
It was okay. And I have two questions. You said I had to go to a bar. Oh, no. But no, that, since the bar had to buy I assume, a Netflix subscription, they have the Home Run Derby on one TV and the Little House on the Prairie remake on the other.
And MLB Network's going over here with the 1996 All-Star Game too.
That didn't suck, man. Like
No.
But when you look at Jordan Walker and in the moment, because we were texting back and forth, I like FaceTimed you so you could see it because I didn't know. You said the TV went out at the bar. When you talk about the modern era, which we consider the modern era the Pujols era for, which is still 25 years at this point, which is insane. There's several moments in Cardinal history that come out. Where do you rank Walker's moment? And these are the 5 that we came up with. You have Wainwright's curve to Beltran. You got Matt Adams versus Kershaw, Pujols Village, and then Pujols is 703. Where would you put on that list number 1? And then where would you put the home run derby in there? You don't have to go through the whole list.
I'm actually probably going to put, for modern Cardinals baseball, I'm going to put it probably at number 4, because all those other ones sent you to the World Series or were division winning things. The Lids, you didn't end up going to the World Series. You ended up losing that series. But so let's go number 4 on that for Jordan Walker. Because I mean, it's a big moment in modern Cardinal baseball history. And it's going to get St. Louis back on the map and Jordan Walker on the map. And I think that's going to be played big nationally now. And I think that's what this fan base and this team needs, and the city needs, honestly, for the Cardinals to be back into that winning ways.
We've talked on this show ad nauseum about MLB's lack of stars and building stars. You have Jordan Walker, who looks like Hercules, huge smile, should have been all over this place, or should be. Yeah, he plays in the Midwest, but it's one of your crown jewel franchises and a budding star. And respectfully, an African American star at that.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And this is a guy that needs to be all over baseball right now.
Yes, because I mean, what did everybody love about King Griffey Jr.? The smile and the backwards hat and just the nonchalant, easygoing method. He looked happy all the time he's playing
The
baseball.
kid,
Yep, Jordan Walker's doing the same damn thing right now, and that's one thing that they talked about when he was first coming up. Like he's got a great smile, he's having fun playing baseball, and he kind of got out of that, and now he's back. It looks like he's back having fun playing baseball, and that's one thing we always got to remember: is this is a kid's sport. We all grew up loving the game and playing the game and loving that. We just got to remember that as adults, and I think he finally fell back in love or figured out that again. And I agree 100%, man. They need to be promoting the hell out of him with that big smile. He's a soft-spoken guy for as big as he is, but he needs to be pimped real hard.
I agree with my list. 700 is a little cheapened only because of a it was on like Apple TV. I remember driving home from a it was on a Friday night coming back from a football game and got to listen to it on the radio. So I was fortunate enough to hear Rooney call it and Danny Mac. Danny Mac did the radio broadcast. John Rooney did him a favor, and Danny Mac will say so, like because he should be a part of it. But the fact that 5 something to 6 something, the middle late home runs were in Anaheim, it kind of soured me. It was still cool. I think my number one is the curve, man, because just the way that your fandom was like, Beltran's going to put this ball in the gap,
Yes.
and he was frozen.
Yeah,
I
he was
would
a
rank
Cardinal
home
killer,
run
dude.
derby. I'm going to put it second.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm going to put it third because the bomb from Brad Lidge, I remember being, it's 2005. I was 23 years old, just screaming my head off when it happened. Enough where the neighbor came by, like, is everything okay here?
I was
Because I was
standing,
losing
yep.
my shit.
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was standing in my mom's living room, standing, watching it with nail biting. And you just like, oh my, that ball just felt like it never landed.
I'm still not sure it's landed. 25 years later, it's still, or 20 years later, it still
It's
has not
still,
landed.
still going to the moon.
Tyrell, let's talk about the All-Star game. And what a snooze fest. 3 hits for the National League. They lost 4-0. No hits for Walker or Herrera. O'Brien threw a scoreless inning in typical O'Brien fashion, got into trouble, then got himself out.
Yeah.
I honestly watched 3 at-bats. And then the whole bottom of the ninth to see if they came out with it. It was on, but it just wasn't exciting from a game standpoint. We'll talk about the festivities here in a second. What was your overall thought of just the game itself?
It was boring, man. And I even started watching it from the beginning. And I was like, at one point, I was looking at my wife and I had went to use the restroom real quick, came back and they were doing something. And I was like, is it already the seventh inning? Like it makes sense because this game is moving fast and it's not enjoyable at all. Uh, but it was only the fifth, and I was like, God, there's more innings. This I actually went up and got went for a dog walk because it was so boring. I was like, they're not the 15 strikeouts. Like, what are we? It's supposed to be an all-star game, not a strikeout fest. So uh it is boring to me.
The American League has just dominated the All-Star game. And if you look at baseball throughout this year, the National League is the superior league. But it's just kind of interesting how it played out in the All-Star game. I will say the Sandlot tribute was super dope, man. That's
Yes.
the kind of stuff baseball, the kids riding the bikes on the field, the fireworks. You had Ray Charles playing, like, man, that's what baseball needs more of, man. Those
Yes.
moments.
Yeah, I think you pissed off some grounds crew people too wearing those bikes on the field. But no, that was awesome. You had Trout's giving that kid batting tips. Freddie Freeman's playing catch with the kid. Like, there's nothing better. That's what it's all about. Like, and Bobby Witt's signing autographs for a kid in his baseball card. Like, that's what it's all about, is meeting those guys and just knowing, like, I want to be you one day. And that's what it is. You're exactly right. They need these moments.
Because baseball skews older. It always has. And especially now that we're older, it's even more. It's like baseball. But the younger generation doesn't watch the game. They play travel ball, but they don't watch sports as a whole, much less baseball. A, because baseball's not accessible to watch. And two, there's just no social media presence. There's no big star. And it goes back to the whole Jordan Walker should be a guy you're putting out there, especially with all your work with the RBI program, things like that. Like, there should be guys that they can relate to that baseball puts out there. And that was the Sandlot moment was for our generation because
Yeah.
we grew up watching the Sandlot.
Yep. It really
But now you have to
was.
do something for these kids.
Yeah, they're gonna remember that for the rest of their lives, and then other kids are gonna see that and go, "Well, okay, that wants that too." So it's gonna just keep going like it should. I think it's baseball has to do something with their marketing as well because that's something that they just got to get better at. Because did you know that in the home run derby, Jordan Walker could win $1 million? I didn't know that going in. I
I
didn't know.
read that on X late. He got doubled his salary from this year, so I think he's making like 800K for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you're like, how come this isn't pimped out more? Why and why did I didn't know that it was on you knew it was on Netflix because we're baseball fans, but there was nothing else around that told you the home run derby is gonna be on Netflix, which is that's for lack of a better analogy, that's a slam dunk contest for your sport. You need to show that to everybody because that's what's gonna get people involved because chicks dig the long ball.
That's the marquee event, not the All Star game. The Derby is for me. No celebrity softball game anymore. They replaced with that 3-on-3 home run challenge thing, which was okay. We talked about it in our last show. I miss a celebrity softball game. Get Sydney Sweeney out there. Get the cast of Abbott Elementary since the game was in Philly. Do stuff like that. Jason Kelsey out there because it was in Philly. Like you're just missing an opportunity to have fun. Probably missing a sponsor. But we will move forward. We'll kind of look into the second half of the season. Tyrell, the Cardinals did make a roster move. Former first round pick Chase Davis, who's only hitting 231 in Springfield, has been promoted to Memphis.
Okay.
My question is, what kind of ripple effects that going to have? Is it setting up kind of another move here to you have to JC taking a few at bats in Memphis, but you've got Josh Baez, you've got Colton Ledbetter, and then you got Victor Scott. So my question is, where are these at bats for Chase Davis going to come from? And I heard your buddy Steve Phillips say earlier on MLB Network radio this morning, driving into practice, the first move isn't normally your last move. It's a domino effect. You're making a move to make a move to make a move. And they were referencing the Lance McCullers trade to Milwaukee. But is this a move that sets up another move that sets up another move? And namely, what I'm thinking, Lars Nootbaar being moved with a bias going up,
That's where
or
my
a
brain went.
Ledbetter being moved in a deal for a pitcher?
That's exactly where my brain went to. Is somebody's getting traded pretty soon, or they're weighing like they've got some irons in the fire for the right analogy. That I think it is going to be Nootbaar that gets moved, and I think this is so bias can come up, and then you can get uh, Ledbetter's been pretty good. He's a key part of that Donovan trade. So I don't know, but you know what? You got to trade talent to get talent. So listen to anybody and everybody that call for somebody. So I think absolutely it is a domino effect. I think and they want to see what Chase Davis is. I mean, he hasn't really lived up to that first round potential yet. And maybe we'll see. And it could be just I don't think it is, but it could just be a roster move because I think as we were talking earlier, like he's got to be on the 40 man by the end of winter, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or he'll be eligible for the Rule 5 draft. Yeah, is it a paperwork thing where they're trying to move him up to get him ready to see what they've got? I think it's a predecessor for moves coming.
Yeah,
We're
I think
2
there's
weeks
going to
out
be
from
multiple moves coming. Yeah. Yeah.
and we'll talk about that more Sunday night. But the first series in your backyard there in Arizona, no pitching probables released yet. I assume tomorrow in the pregame press conference, they'll kind of talk about them. But this is a good chance to get ahead. You go to Arizona. Then we see our good friend John Mozeliak there in Anaheim before coming home for one game against Arizona. And then Cincy, Chicago to finish out the month. What do you think? Arizona just 2 games over. It's probably going to be a tough series. You hear more about the Diamondbacks than we do here in Cardinal Country. How do you kind of see the series going, knowing the pitching probables aren't out yet? But I assume it's got to be McGreevy, Palante, and probably Kyle Leahy with May getting the extra time.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, Diamondbacks are actually they play tough, they play hard, and they don't give up at bats. So I think, and they're pesky, just kind of like Cardinals are right now. I think I've said it all year. Like the 2026 Cardinals remind me of the 23 D-backs with just the same trajectory and everything that's going with them. So I think it's going to be a pretty good series out here.
What's the talk there in Arizona right now? Are they buying? Are they selling right now? Or are they a hold team? When you look at the standings out in the West, I mean they're in second place, but they're 11 and a half out. What's kind of the chatter out that way?
It's basically a hold. They don't think it's a lost season. They just think it's a
There's right
wait and
back in
see.
the wild card, by the way.
Yeah, it's a push for the wild card, but we know what we have, and we know there's more up and coming. Like they just released Pavin Smith today. He was a key prospect back in the day for him. So it's just like let's wait and see. Like maybe it's not this year, but it is next year because they know they can compete. They absolutely know that. And you got Corbin Burns coming back here soon for them. So they're going to be addition by subtraction or addition by addition, whatever you want to say. But since he's going to be coming back for him, I think they're maybe looking at, well, aren't we all looking at next year and see what happens with CDA?
Yeah, not a lot of news on that. We'll talk about that more on Sunday. But at this time, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to the righty in the pen, and we've got some baseball broadcast royalty about to join the show. Our guest this evening, he is part of baseball broadcast family royalty. You can hear him as one of the Cardinal TV announcers, Stefan Caray, joining the Mitch'nandMauck'n podcast. Stefan, I know it's the All-Star break and you're with your family. Thanks for taking the time out to be with us this evening.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor, guys. I'm really excited. I love the work you guys do, and it's been a really fun year for us Cardinals fans. Nice little break, but we're back in action tomorrow when they hit the West Coast against Arizona.
Speaking of Arizona, Tyrell actually lives in Arizona. Is going to be at the ballpark. He grew up in Central Missouri, so he's going to be down there for a couple days and kind of give us a live report from that. Which is
Okay,
pretty
great.
Yeah,
We're in Arizona.
Sunday game. I'm in the Gilbert area.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
have one of my close buddies when I was coming up in the minor leagues went to Gilbert. He's from Gilbert, so his family lives out there. It's a really pretty area.
It is. Well, after off air, we'll ask you the cross streets because that's what everybody knows about out here.
Right.
So, but yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful area. I mean, right now, not so much with 100 and some odd degrees right now, but we're in monsoon season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Stefan, let's get into it. Monday night, the home run derby, Jordan Walker. Kind of what were your thoughts watching the derby?
Yeah, I think that event is not necessarily won by the best home run hitter in baseball. That just isn't typically how that event goes. Yes, sometimes it does happen, but I think it usually goes to the strongest physical competitor. And looking at Jordan Walker physically, he is a strong human being. And the reason why I say that, and when I picked him to win the home run derby, my brother did it actually on air for the A's, and people said, "You're crazy. You've got your family's Cardinal red glasses on in picking him." The reason I say that is you conserve so much energy with every swing. If you're short to the ball and it's smooth and that natural power comes through, you're not having to overswing. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. And being able to conserve that energy, I think, gave Jordan a chance to win, especially in that second round where he only had to hit 6 home runs instead of 9 or 10 like the other competitors did. He was sensational. I think that he is starting to rise into that superstar category, and this was maybe the grand introduction to baseball outside of St. Louis for Jordan Walker, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Especially a guy who's struggled the last couple seasons. And really, like you just said, starting that ascension to more of the national media. We've known about him in St. Louis all season, but now really getting the attention we feel like he deserves on the national level, on that big platform. That is the home run derby.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I think we all were a little bit concerned about him going and doing the home run derby. You've seen it in the past. Sometimes guys try to change their swing a little bit to hit more home runs. I was really impressed with what he did even in the derby. Yes, I know there aren't any consequences for taking pitches, but he showed that he is still very selective. Even in an event like that, he was taking pitches if they weren't perfect. In that last sequence against Schwarber, you've got to be very, very aware of your zone, what your hot zone is, if you're going to hit 5 home runs in a row to take this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was aware. He was laying off of pitches. He was patient. He was short to the ball. His swings weren't long. He wasn't over swinging. And I hope that he can use this confidence to springboard into a really strong second half.
It's a line drive swing. You do not have to worry about anything. You don't have to change anything. And so I was really excited to watch him. And like you said, it was so fluid and easy. And they even commented on the broadcast about how just fluid it was. And I'm just so happy that he gets his coming out party finally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And kind of speaking of the team in a whole, you're around the ball club a little bit. What's the vibe like day to day now? You were around a little bit last season, kind of hanging out. Compared to last season, what kind of shifted in the clubhouse, what you're seeing on the field, as someone who's around the team a little bit?
Yeah, it's a youthful group. There's music playing, people are smiling. There's such good camaraderie, and it's not just with the players, it's with the staff. We see a lot online of this coaching staff that catches flack from our fan base, and I just don't think that's justified or fair. I know that this is a town, this is an organization that demands excellence in World Series trophies, but if you look at what the discourse was around what this team would be at the All-Star break, you would think they're going to be a 30-win team in the cellar, just no chance of winning anything. And pretty much the exact opposite has happened. They've played very well. They've developed their young stars. We're starting to figure out who that core is. And it's because of the fact that they truly love one another. I mean, you look at a guy like Jose Fermin, who is sitting in right field in the seats at the home run derby, just supporting his teammates. I think that's amazing. I think that really speaks to the special bond that this group has. But in a roundabout way, it's really refreshing. It's different. It's younger. We had a lot more veterans on this team last year, and that was beneficial in some ways and not beneficial in others. Now you've got these guys not feeling the pressure of having to do the same level of work and be as intense as Arenado or Gray or Contreras. All three great players, great teammates, great clubhouse guys. But the players get to figure out who they are in the world of Major League Baseball. And I think we're seeing that really helping them bloom.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this youth movement, and I really like how their personalities are coming out.
Right.
And you make a good point about the youth movement, and we as fans, we consider ourselves an educated fans show. We understand what Heim's doing with the mission, the rebuild, but we're greedy and we want the playoffs. What is this team going to have to do to reach the postseason?
I would just say be careful what you wish for on that one. I know that everybody wants to make the playoffs, and it's deserved. You don't want to lose the clubhouse and not go for it. But if you sell off some of your pieces and get back a bunch of really good pieces, this is a team that's going to have this feeling of we're a playoff-bound team for years and years and years to come, especially when you consider how well they drafted, according to most experts. I don't know. I think that if you're really going to go for it, it's apparent that they need a third baseman. It's apparent they need a little bit more starting pitching help out of in the swing and miss variety, and they need some help in the bullpen, particularly a left-handed pitcher. But I don't think any of those things are really going to happen. Now, I'm not Heim Bloom. He could surprise me. He could surprise everybody. But I don't think that it would be wise of the Cardinals to look at the short-term success and abandon the long-term goals. And I think they've been pretty adamant about sticking to making sure this team can compete for years and years to come, to have the model kind of like the Brewers. I mean, look at a team like Milwaukee. They're maybe the best team in baseball. And just a few years ago, they had Josh Hader, they had Corbin Burns, they had the airbender changeup guy, the closer in New York, Devin Williams. They had all these guys, and they were willing to trade them away, and they've still sustained that level of success. So I think that there are a couple pieces that they need, but it also begs the question, if you trade away other pieces that may be blocking some guys in your minor league system, maybe they can keep you afloat. Maybe it is addition by subtraction. We can see guys like Josh Baez or see guys like Quinn Matthews on a more consistent basis. So moves will be made in the second half. I don't know when, I don't know what they'll be, but I'm excited to see how they handle it.
Yeah, we've been talking about that the entire time.
You just mentioned the Brewers. Is it them, the Dodgers, and everybody else in the National League? Is it really a two-team race in the NL now, at least going out of the break?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to say. I don't look at the two best teams record-wise and presume that they're the best two teams. I think you have to look at who gets hot at the right time. The example I like to use is the 2019 Washington Nationals. They were pretty much left for dead at the All-Star break and then got hot in the second half. Nobody expected them to win the World Series, and they did. Arizona Diamondbacks in 2023 are another big example, and one that I hope the Cardinals are following that trend of rebuilding through your farm system, trading away a piece and getting a couple pieces back that fill in those holes that you need. But right now, the Brewers look like they can beat anybody. They can pitch with anybody. They can really string together hits with anybody. It's death by 1,000 cuts. The Dodgers are the obvious favorites, considering what they've done for the better part of the last 20 years in Major League Baseball. But I wouldn't count out in the National League a team like the Marlins or even a team like the Cubs, unfortunately, for Cardinals fans. They are hot. They play very, very, very solid baseball. And in the American League, I mean, wow, the jury's out on that one. I have no idea who's good and who's bad in that league. I think Tampa Bay has done a nice job. The Yankees are obviously pretty good, and the White Sox have some energy. So what a role reversal it is to see a couple of new faces in the American League.
Kind of switching gears here. Since World War II, your family's been involved with baseball. Tyrell and I are in our mid-40s. We grew up with your great-grandfather and your dad on WGN in the afternoon. Your grandfather, whose birthday you just mentioned is coming up, so happy birthday to him, on TBS. Have you and your brother even talked about that? Like what it means, like your family's legacy as part of this game that everyone's loved. Almost 80 plus years now. There's been a Caray in the booth in some form or another in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. We're blessed to get to do what we do, and Harry was obviously the trailblazer for us. He came from humble beginnings. I know that people might not expect that out of him, as exuberant as he was and as particular as he was, but he was not wealthy. His family immigrated from overseas and born in St. Louis, didn't have much and decided he loved baseball. And I think that's what this all stems from is we haven't necessarily been indoctrinated into the game, but we've been at it our entire lives. And it was something that we always wanted to be around. I always wanted to be a player and recognized pretty early that wasn't going to happen for me. So when I went off to play college sports, played college lacrosse, I said, man, maybe I need to think about a career. And this was the only one I had to really fall back on. It's the only one I've ever known. So I think we've all found it naturally. The game has been great to us. The fans have been great to us. Broadcasting has been great to us. And we just hopefully try to do it in a way that is best representative of the team and makes people happy and makes them feel like we're in their living room with them. Because I never want to be a broadcaster that ostracizes the fans or wants to be someone that people can't relate to. I think one thing that Harry did incredibly well was he was the type of guy that whether the mic was on or off, you wanted to go get a beer with him, and he was human. And sometimes we lose sight of that in what is in many ways a very ego-driven industry. We just get to do one of the coolest jobs in the world. That's not lost on us.
Did you grow up a fan of any team? I mean, being out in Florida, who are you a fan of?
Yeah, so I think it's hard to not say I grew up a Braves fan. I born and raised a Braves fan. My dad was with him for 18 years. My grandpa was with him. So pretty much all of my baseball memories through my infant life, through my adolescent life, and then my young adult life were with Atlanta, which culminated in a 2021 World Series win, which was amazing. But when my dad left the Braves and joined the Cardinals, it was pretty easy to jump ship and join the Cardinals bandwagon. Just the fan base, the organization, they're just so kind and welcoming that it's been a lot of fun to get to be a part of one of the best traditions in baseball, and that's St. Louis Cardinals baseball. So yeah, I grew up a Braves fan, not on that side of the fence anymore. We'll always hold a lot of respect for the memories that we made with that organization as a family, but it's totally different here in St. Louis, and I think as a family, all of us are happy to be on this side.
You got to watch good baseball, man.
Yeah, lots of great baseball.
A lot of great baseball. So I can't fault you for that. I mean, you love your hometown team anyway, all the time.
We're going to kind of wrap things up, and we know you got to go. We do a thing on our show called Blind Rank, and we're going to give you a list of St. Louis tourist attractions. There's 5 of them, and you got to rank them, Stefan, without knowing what comes next.
Okay.
Let's start with an easy one. The Arch.
Okay, so for me personally, the Arch is probably 2 or 3. I'll go 3 because I don't like heights. And I'm a tall guy, but I hate heights. So 3, I like the historical significance of it, but I'm going to go 3 because St. Louis has a lot of cool attractions.
Yeah, man, that thing's weird when you're up in the very top and it's moving.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm not a fan of this. Yeah.
How about the people that got caught in the tornado in it?
Oh, no, thank you.
Whoa.
No, thank you.
No thanks.
Yeah, yep.
The City Museum, have you been out to that yet?
I have not been out to the City Museum. I keep hearing that I need to go. So for that reason, that'll go, I think that'll go at 4. But just because of not going. So we got 3 and 4 locked down.
Ted Drew's.
Oh, okay. So I've tried to avoid sugar for the last 6 years. I've cheated a bunch since coming to St. Louis purely because Ted Drew's is brought to the booth every Wednesday. So some chocolate Ted Drew's frozen custard is chef's kiss. So I'm going to put that at 2, just because I would feel disgustingly out of shape if I put it at 1.
This was Tyrell's suggestion. Have you had dinner on the hill yet?
I have. Ooh, this might be a controversial opinion. That's 5 for me. I've had a lot better Italian food away from the hill at places like Napoli and Clayton. A couple of good places, like Wright's Tavern has a really, really good rigatoni alla vodka. So yeah, that's 5 for me. It was fine, but there are better places that I've been off the hill.
They may run you out of town for that.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
And the last one is the St. Louis Zoo.
That's got to be 1, right? It's free, and it's for a zoo that's free. They have a lot of good animals. It's not like they're just sitting out and throwing you some somewhat exotic animals. It's a great zoo, great attraction. I mean, Forest Park is another one I would have included in that list as an attraction, but I'm proud of that list. So Zoo 1, Ted Drew's 2, Arch 3, City Museum 4, and the Hill 5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that worked out pretty well.
That's a solid list.
Yeah.
Finally tonight, where can we see you next? Any other projects you're working on you want to promote?
Yeah, well, I do the post-game shows with STL Sports Central on YouTube. They've got a great channel. They're doing a lot of good stuff. I'm on infrequently, probably a couple times a month, usually when the team is on the road. The next thing I'm doing will be the Senior League Baseball World Series for ESPN in Easley, South Carolina from August 1st through the 8th. So it'll be my second year doing that with Gordon Beckham, who played for the White Sox, and Tony Kemp, who played for the Athletics. And then my next series with the Cardinals, my final series of the year, will be in late August when the Baltimore Orioles come to town. So that'll be a midweek series, and I'll be on the call for that.
All right.
Very nice. Stefan, we thank you for taking time away from your schedule to be with us, especially on an off week. And we'll catch up with you down the road.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Come back and watch the first show.
No, absolutely not. I know it was horrible. I'm not even going to go back there and try it.
It was, for lack of a better term, atrocious. Breathy on my end a lot. I didn't really know how to talk into the mic. We were kind of all over the place, talked over each other, and we still do that. I mean, we're just two guys who love the Cardinals, love baseball, and it's been a grassroots thing. You know, we're just shy of 250 followers now, and we earned every single one of those. So we thank those of you who do it. I didn't think of last year doing this. You approached me in like late June last year, like, hey, you want to do a podcast? I've never done a podcast before. I'm a teacher by trade. I'm a coach. I don't talk. And then here we are.
It's really made me love Cardinal baseball more. Honestly, I watch it with a different eye now, but I watch it with more enthusiasm too. Like, oh, I can talk about this. So I really I think it's made me a better fan in that aspect where I look at the game a little bit differently, but I'm so enthusiastic about Cardinal baseball now, even more than I have been in a long time. So I love it. And I'm shocked that we've lasted a year, but we've kept it rolling. And even through like the winter, like we still talk about Cardinal baseball like enough. So you can tell that we eat and breathe Cardinal baseball all the time.
And you brought up a great point about how you watch the game now. You watch it almost from a media perspective, because as we have kind of set up our show, you are the analyst, so to speak, and I'm kind of the host. So I write all of our shows, and I'd be like, what the? I mean, we've already talked about that. We've already talked about that. And the baseball gods will smile that somebody will get moved up. There'll be an injury. Something big will happen to kind of help us out. And We're very fortunate that we've now made some connections. It was great to have Stefan on the show. That's the first of many appearances, hopefully, from
Yeah,
him.
dude, that
He's
was
going to be
so
a
awesome.
show, and maybe that leads to something else. Our ultimate goal, and I think I even told Stefan this at some point, was let's have the whole Caray family on. Let's get Dad on. Let's get his twin brother on. Let's just get them to talk baseball.
Yeah, it's just like any other person that's in the baseball. Like I will sit and list stories all day long. I love just hearing and talking ball and hearing about it and seeing their perspective and see how it's different from mine and what I think. And then like we were talking with him, and a lot of the times you'll see me, I'm nodding along with him, saying the same things. I'm like, that's exactly the way I agree with everything you're saying right there. So like just the perspective and the way they think about baseball, I love just hearing those stories.
Which was cool. I mean, yeah, I reached out to him on X, and he was like, without hesitation, he jumped on the show. I mean, it'd be really cool if, like I said, we get the whole family on there. Even bring Skip on.
Yeah,
He's his grandfather, 9 years old. That we grew up with him on TBS with the Braves games. We started this because we love baseball, and we remember Jack and Mike, and even in college, in our 20s, Denny Mack and Al. And by God, we're gonna get Dan McLaughlin on this show between now and next year.
I hope so, man. I again, there's somebody else I can sit and listen to stories all day long.
We've got a couple mutual friends, Denny Mack and I do. So I'm going to try to reach out to them now that we're starting this kind of ball rolling on celebrity guests. And that show is going to be awesome, folks, because it's going to be like, tell us about the Cardinals in the 2000s, and just
yeah. Sit back and watch, dude, and listen.
I got so many questions about Jimmy Ballgame. I would ask him.
And that dude, I saw him. I was watching. Full disclosure, I'm an Entourage fan. The show, and I forgot that he was on an episode of Entourage. And there he is. Hey, Jimmy Ballgame, and I'm like, God, this dude is so just what a pimp.
And he was on Real Housewives too of the BOC.
Forgot about that.
Which ex-wife was that? Was that 4?
Yeah, I think so.
It'd be a fun trivia question. And we love Jim Edmonds on the show. This is just making him light. Does he have more Gold Gloves or ex-wives?
It's got to be Gold Gloves.
I think it's close.
It's got to be close, but yeah. You know what? That's my next push. Is I think Jim Edmonds should be in the Hall.
If you look at his comparables, Junior was kind of at the tail end of his career when Edmonds was kind of at the ascension of his. Edmonds' comparables Andrew Jones, in my opinion, who was going in this year.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I think Edmonds is better.
Yeah, I just purely from a defensive standpoint, maybe to me, I've never seen Church does a pretty good job of it, but I've never seen somebody make so many highlight reel catches and do it so effortlessly.
The best defensive center fielder I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's
not even close.
Junior, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But Junior played deeper than Edmonds. Edmonds was a shallow center fielder, man.
And the argument you hear from him, the haters, was that, he did that so he could always make the highlight catches. But he always told his pitchers he would play shallow so he could take away those little bloopers.
And he always did.
And, if it was good enough for Chris Carpenter, it was good enough for me.
Yikes, 100%. Yes, the Bulldog.
That's somebody else we got to try to get. We got to try to get on a former player. That should be the goal the next. By birthday number 2,
okay.
See if we can get a former player on.
I have a connection to get Ryan Franklin on.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Old Red.
It'd be an interesting perspective. He's still doing some work with the organization.
Yeah, he's in the scouting department. Yeah,
he would be cool. Probably a winter guest.
Yeah, as when I talked to him, he was coming out here actually to scout some players.
I'd like to get a fringe guy. Give me like a Ryan Ludwig or a Matt Adams, somebody like that.
What about a Joe Mather?
Yes, he's coaching for the Braves, I believe.
Okay, I think that'd be a good one.
Joe in the dugout during the Cardinals Braves series.
Yes, yeah. Okay, yeah, we did learn that. That's right. Yeah.
Mather used to hit some bombs, man, for about 2 years.
Yeah. That's another big dude, man. He was big. Like
what's J-Rod doing these days?
Ooh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Rodriguez, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. I like where you're thinking here. You get these.
There's somebody we can get on the show for free, man, because these guys kind of want some money. Hit me up for the Cash App to fund our next guest.
Absolutely.
You are going to the game Saturday and Sunday, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where are you sitting?
Actually, Saturday. It's gonna be like my pre-birthday celebration. So we're gonna get bleacher seats. I always get bleacher seats out here. And then we're going to go to Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers. They've got a deck up there that you can set out on. So you got a full bar, full menu. And then Sunday, I'm sitting on the first base side for the dugout.
Very nice. We'll get a live report on Sunday night if you are functional by the time we shoot the show.
I should be.
It would be the first time you've gone on air inebriated.
No, it would not. No, it would not. You know what? I get a little enthusiastic sometimes. You get a little bit, little loose.
Be a little loose.
Yeah.
Once again, Tyrell, it's been an honor. Let's go. Happy year 1, year 2 on the way.
Cheers, brother.
The way.
Cheers.
Tyrell Mock. I am Mitchell Jenkins, and we will see you on Sunday night.